Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ash PHALT, a podcast all about life on the road. I am your host, Ash Taylor, and today we have Brad Redlich joining us, who is a country rock artist based out of Nashville, Tennessee, known also as the Emo Cowboy, which I think is very, very cool, and a true road warrior. So Brad, thank you so much for being here with us today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited to have you. I was actually listening to your music earlier. I had it on Spotify in the background as I was setting up for this, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you today.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, to start out, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got started in music and kind of what's your story.
Yeah, so I started in Chicago, actually. That's where I'm from. That's my native town. And I started playing in a lot of blues clubs coming up. And then I started playing in a lot of country bars. So naturally, my music kind of molded those two genres at first. And so I had a lot of my blues musicians playing with me in these country bars. And then we started coming down to Nashville quite a bit. And about 6 months ago, I moved down here. And now we've been moving out and playing in LA, Florida, back up Chicago, and all over. So
That's awesome, man. That is so cool. When I was listening to your music, I could be wrong here, but I'm wondering who your influences are, because I definitely heard the country element, but I also kind of picked up maybe a little bit on, like, I was reminded of like Stevie Ray Vaughan, was one that, like, I was like, ooh, that's cool. And then also maybe like 2000s kind of bands, or 90s, like Hootie and the Blowfish. I mean, there were a couple that kept coming to mind as I was listening to your record, and I was so vibing with it. So who are some of like your influences?
I love that so much. Yeah, I mean, I think growing up as like a 90s kid, we had every genre of music to our disposal, especially with like radio. So I've been influenced anything from classic rock and blues all the way to like punk and emo and then country music, of course. So yeah, all those influences are spot on though too. Stevie Ray and
Yeah.
everyone. So
Oh, that's so cool. So do you remember like your first gig?
that's a great that's a great question.
Yeah, because it's so funny. That's a question that we times on the show, and I feel like people either immediately remember and they're like, "Oh yeah, my first gig was so great," or they're like, "No, I don't really." So I'm just curious though, like, because you were starting out in Chicago, you remember your first gig? How old were you? What was it?
Yeah, that's actually, so I was actually thinking about that this morning. So I'm playing CMA Fest later today, and we're playing on the back of a truck bed that's actually moving through CMA Fest.
That is the most Nashville thing I have ever heard, man. That's awesome.
So my first gig I've ever had was on the back of a truck bed. I kid you not. So it was at my buddy's house at a house party, and it was like just a bunch of buddies thrown together playing on the back of a truck bed, and we were playing like Wagon Wheel and like all these like, fun songs.
Oh my gosh.
And so yeah, it's like a total full circle moment. I'm glad
That is,
that.
yes. Oh, I think that is hilarious. That's kind of like, to me, I think one of those jokes, because I think every country musician has played one of those, truck bed type gigs. So it's like, tell me you're a country singer without telling me you're a country singer. I play on a truck bed. It's like, yeah, that is so cool though. So you're playing CMA Fest this year. That's going to be a blast. So unfortunately, this podcast episode will come out afterwards, but is this your first year playing CMA Fest, or have you played it before?
This is my first year attending it, playing it, and all that. So I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm super honored to be playing within 6 months of being here. So it's super cool.
Oh no, that's awesome. Yeah. I have played 3 shows this week for CMA Fest, and I'm ready for a nap, but I love this week every single year. I mean, it's really, really fun. My favorite CMA Fest memory for me was, because I've been in town for a while, so I've gotten to go to it as much as I want, I guess. But one of my favorite memories is, I think it was like in 2018, me and a bunch of friends, I had played a show in downtown, and we walked over to the riverfront stage, and we saw this guy named Morgan Wallen, who like had like one song out, and we were like sitting there like hanging out with him, and we were like, who the hell is this guy? But we saw Morgan Wallen for free. And so now when I see like his, tickets are like $1,000 a pop to one of his shows, I'm like, man, I saw that guy for free. And like no one watched him. It was wild. It was crazy. But that's so cool, man. I'm happy for you. You've also played a lot of really cool venues. It seems, as I was checking out your tour dates online and everything. So I see House of Blues, Whiskey Go Go. Tell us about some of the places you've played that just stand out as just great memories. I mean, those are amazing venues, right? So much history.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, since I moved to Nashville, it's just been kind of a whirlwind of nonstop playing and saying yes to everything I possibly can. So in Chicago, I played Soldier Field. I opened for Jason Derulo, and played a bunch of really cool venues up there. But since coming down here, I've been able to tour a little bit more. I've built a band and a following that it's allowed me to do that. So yeah, Whiskey Go Go was crazy, and we just got back from House of Blues, LA.
Wow, that's so awesome. So you put together a band. How many members are in your band, and what instruments do they all play? Tell us a bit about them.
Sure. So it's kind of a rotating cast. So I usually play a trio, which is why I play a lot of the blues trio stuff, and then I play a lot of punk rock because both
Yeah.
of those you can play in a trio format. So yeah, I play lead guitar and sing, and then I have a drummer who plays around Broadway quite a bit. His name's Herschel Van Dyke, and then
Yeah.
I've had bass players in and out. One of my friends, he lives out in LA, and he played bass with us this last gig, and does a lot of studio work out there. So yeah, so it's been cool. It's very rock and roll, and it makes touring a lot easier when people can just hop in and jam.
Hands down. That's awesome. Do you play very many acoustic shows then, or is pretty much all you're doing just like full band trio type stuff?
I've been doing writers rounds and stuff, but not as much anymore. Really,
Mm,
just full band. I did a million acoustic gigs when I was starting out.
yeah.
Those fun bar gigs and everything. But yeah, I really enjoy the full band, and I think it shows my music in the best way. So
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if you feel this way. I know for me, being an artist and all the different things, I feel like acoustic shows are cool. I don't really do much ride arounds or anything like that anymore as well. But what
mm,
for me, I think it's like I love collaborating with other people. And I think when you have other musicians on stage, a drummer, a bass player, a lead guitar player, whatever, it just adds so much more. And I feel like I can actually focus more on like having fun and entertaining the crowd than worried about all these other things going on in my head and whatnot. So do you kind of feel the same way? Like just having a band is just better?
I 100% agree. Like if I could just have a band, like, and that would be that, and it would be easy to manage, I would totally
Yeah.
do that. But as a solo artist, I feel like that's just the way to do it in 2025. Like I grew
Yeah.
up playing in garages and basements, and putting on DIY shows. Like that's where my background really is, like the indie rock kind of scene,
Yeah.
but bringing my own like country flavor to it. So yeah, so I love playing in a band. I love collaborating, like you said. Like that's just for me,
Yeah.
that's like the point of music. That's what makes it so fun.
Oh, yeah. No, I love that. I love your background too. I think that's so cool how you have all these different elements in that background and you kind of bring it all together to do your own thing. I think that's also the cool thing about music, right? Is just being really who you are. And I know we say that a lot and sometimes it sounds cliche, but I really think it's true. It's awesome. I wanted to talk to you too about gear. So I know you said you play lead guitar, and I think it's super cool, by the way, that you play a flying V. Because I don't see very many flying Vs around Nashville. And both me and my husband are huge guitar nuts. So we play between him and I, we play guitars on all of my records and when we tour and all. So we have like 40 something guitars in our house right now.
I
But
see it
we
all.
Oh yeah, this is a little taste, a
Yeah.
little taste. But yeah, so like we love gears and guitars. I'm a total gearhead, but I'm curious though. So Flying V, which is super cool. What other gear like do you bring then? Like when you go out on the road for a show, like what kind of amp you use, pedals, like what are the things you bring?
Yeah, I usually just try to use a house amp. So this last one, my one of the bands had a Marshall stack. I'm like, sweet, that's
Yeah.
what I want to play. I'm not gonna bring that on the plane
Hmm.
or drive out with one of those, but I would love to use a Marshall stack. But yeah, I got a bunch of pedals. I have a consolidated like pedal board that I use.
Nice.
My little wireless system so I can move around the stage and whatnot. But I try travel light. Like I have a ton of gear too. I don't know how many guitars I have, like 20 something probably.
It's a lot. Yeah.
But I don't have them all here in Nashville. Some are still in Chicago, but you got to fly with the flying V. That's the number one. I'm not leaving that at home.
I like it. So, okay, so this might be a question. I don't know if you can answer it or not, but I'm curious because, like I said, I don't see a lot of flying Vs. But immediately, like, when we were setting it up for you to come on the podcast, I went and I saw that you play flying V all the time. And I'm like, that is so cool. So, what is it do you think about the flying V that just made you go, this is my signature? Like, this is what I'm all about? What is it?
God, I went through like 20 guitars trying to make it my thing until I
Uh-huh.
got to the flying V, and
Yeah.
then I felt like I graduated and from other guitars. I'm like, all right, this flying V thing, people are just noticing it. So it's got a lot of history in like blues and
Yeah.
hard rock and even country music. There's some guys that play flying V's. So it's lesser known, but also a big Tom Petty fan. And his
Yeah.
like logo has like the flying V in the middle, one of his logos.
Yeah.
So, but I've always played white guitars, and yeah, it's the I never thought of myself as being a flying V person when I first started playing, but
Mhm.
it's honestly the most comfortable guitar, and I think for stage presence, like if there's only three of us, like it adds like another member to the stage. It's like
Yeah. It is. I mean, I like beg to differ with people because it's like, sometimes they're like, well, you only need like, like one guitar, or it's like, oh, that's just a guitar. But like you said, guitars can take on a whole new meaning. I mean, it's like you're talking about Tom Petty has the flying V. And so you see a guitar like that and you associate things. For me, it's like Telecasters. When I see a Telecaster, I think country music. And if you have one that's like custom and flashy, I mean, think of all the iconic guitars in the world, right? Where it's like we look at it and we know what that means. Like Willie Nelson and his guitar trigger. I mean, like, so I totally agree. It's like guitars are, I think, an underrated branding tool. They're their own life, their own person, and I think that's so cool that you play a flying V. I just think it's awesome.
Thank you. They're just so much fun too. Like I love
Yeah.
talking about guitars. Like I'm just such a gear nerd that like I will talk about guitars all day, like if I can.
My friend, you have come on the right podcast then. That's, yeah. No, I love it. And I think it's cool too. And I love that you use just kind of like the backline amps, like when you go to venues, for people who are listening, I mean, clearly this podcast is all about life on the road, but flying can be difficult, like you were saying, with like equipment and stuff. So a lot of the times venues will have amps there that we use, and that kind of saves us artists a lot of money and dough. So I love that you use the backline and just kind of make whatever work. I love like the Marshall stacks and all that. My big thing is I really enjoy like the Fender tube amps. And good luck, right? Flying with one of those. So we've had to make sacrifices through the years, but I'm like, oh, this would be better. But hey, I'm getting over it. But man, that's so freaking cool. So do you have any new music you're working on, or anything maybe you just released? Kind of like what kind of projects you got going on? We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, so my latest release has been the song called April to July, and
Nice.
like this pop punk, like Blink 182 Goes Country type of song. And I played it for the first time in Nashville in front of my buddies. I'm like, I just wrote this yesterday, let me know what you think. And they just like were like so about it and told me I had to record it. So I put it out, and it's been getting some attention online, and I did a video with me riding a skateboard and singing the song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Everyone kind of latched onto that, like my childhood, skateboarding, punk rock,
Yeah.
and now I'm into country. I don't know why all the punk fans are into country now, but uh,
It's a thing, man. It's really a thing. Yeah. That's crazy. I clearly grew up in like the, late 90s, early 2000s. And I remember, I don't know if you ever saw the show, but Rocket Power, where it
Oh,
was like the kids skateboard. That made me go get my parents to buy me a skateboard, and I thought that was like the coolest thing. So I'm gonna have to check out this video though if you're like skateboarding. How awesome is that? That's so cool.
yeah, it's fun. So I didn't expect people to really care about it, but it just started blowing up. I'm like, all right, I guess this is what I'm doing now. So I got like an
Yeah.
EP in the works now of like more of that style. I've done some of that style in the past, but I never made it a point of like this is who I am. So now like the
Yeah.
emo cowboy thing is really like come to life.
That's cool though. I think that's awesome. You're right though. There's a big resurgence of that stuff, and I think it's super cool and just fun. You know,
It is.
that's the thing I'm really enjoying is like it seems like you're having fun with it, but it's also just fun to watch you skateboard and create music and kind of find your own voice and thing. I think that's awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's the whole point. If you're not having fun, there's an easier way of life too.
Yeah, true that. Yeah. I think sometimes, and I'm sure you kind of relate to this, sometimes when you're tired and you're touring and you're making music and you're doing all this stuff, it can be hard to remember that we got into this to have fun, right?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a whole thing. So, really not about touring, but I know you're from Chicago, and so I have been to Chicago a handful of times, played some shows there, and love it. I have to tell you though, the highlight of every time I go to Chicago is really two things. It's the pizza and Portillo's. So I'm curious, being from Chicago, do you enjoy Chicago deep dish? Is that something you're into? Do you have a favorite restaurant you like to go to get it back home?
I do. Lou
Okay.
Malnati's is probably the number one. Um, I have one like 15 minutes from my house in
Jealous.
Naperville. Yeah, I grew up in Bolingbrook, but I lived in the city for a long time, north
Ah,
side. So I'm a Cubs fan.
yeah, that's awesome. What about Portillo's? Are you a Portillo's fan?
Yeah, so Portillo's is actually the closest restaurant to where I grew up. So it's
Okay.
literally 2 minutes down the road. I could walk there if I wanted to. So yeah.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, when my first time in Chicago, I was there to play a show, had never been there before. And I was with my now husband, who plays lead guitar for me. So we played the show, and we wanted to get food afterwards. And he used to go to like a guitar camp conference when he was in high school there, I guess. And so he knew what Portillo's was. And so he told me kind of what it was, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm just so hungry, like I'll eat whatever. Was not expecting anything, and then I ate it, and it changed my life. Okay, and so anytime I see one or like someone says Chicago, I automatically like that person, and I'm just like Portillo's. You guys are great. You guys are good. So yeah, that's just me being curious because I'm like, what do people from Chicago like think about this? Because I
We
think it's
feel
the
the
greatest thing. Okay, good.
feel the same way
Uh,
about Portillo's especially, yeah.
yeah, that's the important question that I needed to ask you today, really.
We're all about food in Chicago. It's
Yeah. Oh, totally, totally. That's awesome. So, are there any like shows that you currently have coming up? I know you said you're playing CMA Fest, but do you have any other shows coming up that you're excited about and looking forward to?
Yeah, we just got back from LA and we're doing the CMA Fest thing. We got a few other stuff coming up. I think we're playing Basement in a few months here, opening for an emo act. So that's
Cool.
the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to regroup right now and focus on recording and writing. So once CMA Fest is over, I'll be hitting the studio and trying to get some more music put together. But yeah, I'm looking to tour, very soon. So I'm trying to get my ducks in a row with that. But yeah, we've done a lot this year already. So definitely trying to be intentional about what's next.
Oh, I love that. That's really cool. I like too that you're talking about kind of like regrouping and focus on recording and then going out and then touring. I think that's really smart, I have to say. I feel like when I first moved to town, it was very normalized, not complaining, but it was very normalized where it's like, you need to be writing a song every day and you need to be playing every night and you need to be going out of town every weekend. And then you also need to be in the studio recording and don't forget about your social media. And I think that was very much like when I moved to town, kind of like what was told to me. And I think I just got burnt out for a while. So I love though, cause that's kind of now what I've done where I've learned it's like, there are times that I really focus on touring. And it's like I'm very intentional. And there are times where I really focus on songwriting or I really focus on recording. And it's just nice to have that balance. And I find you get just better results from it, you know?
Definitely, definitely. I've definitely learned that lesson over the years too. Trying to do
Yeah.
everything at once, it's just it's not good.
Yeah. And like you said, we got into this to have fun and music should
Yeah.
be fun and making people feel happy or sad or emotions. But I just love that you said that because I'm like, if anyone's listening, and they're like, oh, I'd love to do music for a living or what's it really like? It's like that right there, balancing and kind of figuring that stuff out. So I think that's so cool that you do that.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you had one venue in the world that you could play where you're like, this is it, top of the bucket list. If I play this one venue, I could die the next day and be totally happy. what would that venue be?
Oh man, there's so many like cool rock clubs. I really like the clubs like Whiskey Go Go and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we've done that now, so now I have to shoot higher. That's
Right.
how it works.
Yep.
That's the thing with all of us musicians. We always want to go to the next level. So I'll just say Madison Square Garden. We'll go to the top.
That's a pretty good one, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree though. I think that's the one thing about music I personally think is like super cool. And whatnot is like we really do never stop going. And it's almost like you hit a certain point and then it's like, oh, I've already done that. So I guess now we just go up another notch and up another notch. So basically we're never bored, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
The festivals I think are honestly like the cool vibe too.
Mhm.
Bonnaroo and Lala and stuff like that. I feel like that is like a really cool vibe where you can hang out with, all your
Yeah.
buddies and fellow musicians and stuff. So I think the hang at those would be really, really cool. So I'll say the festivals too.
Yeah. Have you gotten a chance to play very many festivals or is that something like you're kind of hoping to break into next year or something?
Yeah, like I've done a lot of like local stuff,
Mm,
but not at that level of Bonnaroo and
yeah.
Lollapalooza and Stagecoach and Coachella.
Yeah.
Like those four, I feel like are like the top ones, and at least in the U.S. And then you go overseas, and there's so many festivals now. It's like every year, I feel like there's a million festivals every summer.
Oh, but there really is though. I mean, there really, really is. That's yeah, no, I totally agree. There's like those big four, and then you go to another country though, and they have so many, know. And now something I'm seeing that's kind of becoming more popular, I feel like, is I mean, they've been around for a while, but like they seem real popular, is doing like these like festivals, music festivals, but on a cruise ship, right? I keep seeing like all these ads and stuff pop up where it's like go to the Caribbean and it's like insert like, 50 artists that are all playing on this like boat. And I'm like, well, that sounds fun. Like like I would do that. But I think that's cool, man. Good. Hey, give it time. So I love festivals though. We actually are playing one in October, which is like to benefit farmers and all of that stuff. We're playing it with some bigger country acts opening or whatever. And they got goats everywhere. And I'm like, excuse me? And they're like, yeah, we got goats. And I'm like, okay. Like, it sounds like a fun time. That's something you won't find probably at Bonnaroo, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's the exciting part.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we like to do this little segment here at the show that we like to call the Road Rundown, which is basically just asking you some questions about life on the road and kind of seeing what advice you can give or they're just fun, honestly. This is just a fun segment where we just like to ask some silly questions. So if you're ready, we'll dive on in.
All right.
Awesome. So for the first one, what's one thing you never hit the road without?
Well, we already know it's the Flying V.
Yes.
But yeah, my snakeskin boots though too. That's my thing on stage. I need to have those.
I love snakeskin boots. Do you know what brand yours are?
Mine are Dan Post.
Very nice. I like that.
I'm on my second pair already. Just wearing them out.
Hey man, that's like a badge of honor. Like that's great. Yeah. I feel like the thing I love about snakeskin boots is I feel like you can wear them with anything. Like, I don't know if you can, but I do, and I think they're awesome. Like, if you have to bring one pair of shoes for like a whole weekend of shows, it's like bring the snakeskin. You'll be just fine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's too cool. The next one is, what's your go-to gas station snack or guilty pleasure stop?
Ooh. Flamin' hot Cheetos.
Yum.
Anything spicy and chips or Cheetos, that's my number one. And then Coke Zero. And
Mm.
if they have the cherry one, that's what I
Oh,
go.
yeah. Oh, yeah. A good cherry Coke. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Um, so, what's your favorite song of yours to play live right now?
Well, April to July has been pretty fun because I get everyone to throw the middle fingers up when we start cussing, and then I apologize for cussing right after, and then everyone's like, "No, we like cussing as long as it's in a song, and we don't feel like we're, you know." So yeah, that one's been fun, and then we got a new song coming out pretty soon. It's called Cherry Stem. So it's like a punk thing, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be cool. So I want to see people's reaction when we record that one. But that one's been fun to play live. It's a little bit faster.
Yeah, yeah. Do you tend to find you like to play like more of the up tempo kind of stuff, like the fun stuff, or are you more of a ballad guy? Because it sounds to me like you're more up tempo.
Yeah, I if I play a ballad, like um I'll throw it in a good spot in the set, but I
Right.
really like to keep energy like high for as long as possible. Like I just
Yeah.
love rock and roll shows, so like that's always what I'm trying to do. Even if it's a slower like mid-tempo song, like we're bringing the energy, we're dancing, we're, doing all kinds of stuff. So,
Oh man, I love that. It just sounds like a blast. It sounds like you guys need to go get tickets to Brad's show so you guys can have a good time. It sounds like he's throwing a party.
yep.
Yeah. So, do you have like a pre-show ritual or like a quirky routine, like just something you always do before you hit the stage?
Ooh, I'm like I just like to be loose. Like I just like to be
Yeah.
joking around with people and go up there like I don't wanna get in my head too much before I go up, so I'm just loose. If we get a sound check, that's cool. If not, whatever, like,
Yeah.
we're just, like, honestly just having fun no matter what, like, that stage time, whatever time frame it is, like, it's like a full workout the whole time, like, we're just if we're not sweating by the end of it, like, we didn't do our job, so like, I'm just having fun, like, I don't get nervous about it anymore unless, it's a bigger show, then I'll get a little superstitious and be like, "Alright, like, just make sure everything's good," but no.
Yeah. I love that though. I think that's awesome. Speaking about like not getting in your own head, the next question I wanted to ask is, how do you take care of your mental and physical health while out on the road?
Yeah, well, I don't really, I don't know, I work out a lot, so if I'm not getting my workouts in, then that's not, like, good for my head.
Yeah,
So, that's, like,
right.
the hardest thing on the road, though, is, like, finding time to do all that because you don't wanna be also physically tired before you get on stage.
Right.
So, yeah, just making sure I'm eating the right stuff. I don't like to eat, like, right before I go up on stage, and, yeah, I'm pretty, like, chill, though. As long as I'm chilling, like, I'm good. So,
That's awesome. Are there certain foods that you like to eat that you find you just feel your best like when you eat them, like when you're traveling?
if I can get to a Chipotle, like, that's
Yeah.
some good comfort food, but
Yeah.
but I also tend to overeat when I eat Chipotle, so I'm like, "Shoot," But, just a good sandwich. I mean, honestly, like,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I wanted to work at Subway. Like, that was my dream job.
Really?
And they asked, like, "What's your dream job?" It's like, "Subway." So, like, I
Oh my
just like a
God.
good sandwich. Yeah, sandwich artist. That's what they called them.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's kind of like at Starbucks, it's like baristas. I like it. It's very fancy. I
yeah,
love though. You're like, I want to work at Subway. It's like, all right, cool.
yeah. I
I'm
don't know
down.
what my parents were thinking. They're like, "Oh, great. Our child is nothing, not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're like,
No.
shoot, a little higher maybe, but
Yeah.
whatever."
S- So if you were like, okay, if you could not do music, right? Which clearly you're doing it and you're killing it, you're rocking it. But if you didn't do music, if you did something else, would you work at Subway, or is there something else you think you'd want to do?
I think I would do something different if I had
Yeah.
reevaluated.
Yeah.
I think I just really like Subway, and I would go there like every day if that I could.
Yeah.
Um, after like soccer games and stuff, he's like, "Where do you want to go eat?"
Subway.
Yeah. So, we're all creatures of habit, though, aren't we?
We are. We are.
But yeah. I have no idea what I would do besides this. This is like only I've like tried a million different things. Like I did frisbee golfing. Like I was a competitive frisbee golfer for a long time.
Oh, that's cool.
I played like every sport, and I don't know, I quit everything after like 2 years. I would go 2 years and be really into it. But music is like been like the thing that I've never quit. So I don't know, just in my soul. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I
So
love that. I love that, man.
anything at this point.
Nope, definitely not. That's so cool. Do you ever get homesick? Like when you're out on the road for a while, do you ever just be like, man, I just really want to go home?
Um, you know, I don't know. I like traveling, so I'm always
Yeah.
at home when I'm not traveling. Like I go out and do stuff, but I like to be at home and chilling. So, yeah, when I'm out on the road, I'm just like happy to be out there meeting new people. So, I haven't got to that point yet. I haven't done like a really long tour yet to where I can like
Mhm.
say if that would be a thing, but I probably would be a little homesick eventually.
Yeah, yeah. I always find I do pretty well, but for me, it's like we have our dog, we have a golden retriever. If the
Mm.
dog is with me, when she comes with us a lot, I'm good. Like, cause it's like my husband's here, my dog's here, like all is well. But it's when we're not with the dog, I'm like, I kind of miss that dog right about now. I like to go home and pet my dog. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, comfort animal, I guess.
The dog and I think your own bed. Those are
Yes.
things. I
Preach it.
80-pound golden doodle, and he just cuddles up all the time next to you. So,
Oh, what's his name?
Bentley. Yeah.
Oh, how cute. So does he get to come out with you sometimes, or does he have to stay back at home?
He goes with the sitter now. So,
Oh,
but he's like super friendly, and he grew up with like 3 other dogs in his house. So like I think he kind of likes going there.
yeah. Oh, that's so cute though. I love golden doodles. They're so sweet, so cute. Um, what is something people don't realize about life on the road?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know for like a longer term. People said that it's lonely. It gets lonely, but
Mm.
I think it's fun though. Like
Yeah.
I'm like so new to it that I'm like having so much fun, and I just love meeting new people and people that are into music and talking about music. The only thing better than playing music is talking about it. So, I love just that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I don't
That's
know.
so cool. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people, that's kind of the reason why I started this podcast, right? Is I would go on tour, whether it be for a weekend or, on and off for a couple months or whatever, and we come back and I'd always have these like crazy stories. And they were like, oh, I never realized that's like what it was really like, or the lack of sleep, or like, missing your own bed, or like, you could go down a list of things, but it's definitely a different lifestyle. But it's, I think it sounds like you are very much like me, where we just really, really enjoy that, right? It's like you like traveling, you like meeting people, and we're actually energized by it. It doesn't drain us. We live for it.
That's exactly it. It's like everyone was complaining about, oh, lack of sleep, like we just flew out here, now we got to go do this and then play a show and stuff. It's like when you have no sleep and you're doing something you love and you enjoy, like
Hmm.
it's, I don't need the sleep. Like I really
Yeah.
like
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. Like to me, it's like motivating. It's like, let's go. Like, and then eventually I do crash though, and then I just take a nap. But then I'm ready, like I'm ready for the next time. I'm like, let's go. I love that. You're what we call a true road warrior. Like,
oh,
it's like you live for it. It definitely though I think takes a special type of person to, be able to do that. So kudos to you, my friend.
Yeah, I think you gotta find something to look forward to outside of the show though too. I think that's what
Agreed.
helped me, like, stay
Mm,
motivated and stay excited is like, "Alright, we're going to this town, like, let's try this new restaurant or let's
mm.
check out this coffee shop or this scene," and do those things, like you said, that keep you energized. So I think for, like, my tip, that would be my number 1 tip of, like, staying happy on the road.
That is actually a great tip, giving yourself something to look forward to other than the show. I'm gonna have to write that down. I think that is awesome. It's a good one though, because it's true. You know, I think I don't know if you relate to this, but I think sometimes it's easy being the artist or whatever, where you're so focused on the show, what you're playing, what you're doing, the meet and greet, connecting with people. Like, I mean, you get very much, for me, I get in a business mind, like a logistical mind. Sometimes it can be hard to realize, like, you get to travel to these cool places and you get to do all this stuff. And why there's the glamorous side of it on stage and all that kind of stuff, there's also things behind the scene that are not glamorous. But I love giving yourself that, you know, something else to look forward to that has nothing to do with music, right? That's
'Cause
so cool.
the show, like, you can control, like, so much of the show, and you can want everything to go right, but
Mm.
sometimes, things happen. So
Yeah.
you need to, like, we were just out in LA, and we went to Huntington Beach and spent a day there and walked around, and there was a whole, like, festival for, like, old Volkswagen vans. So we're walking up and down
Mm,
here, seeing all these really cool old vans that I don't see out here because, they don't last through the winter, like all
yeah.
cars. So we're in California.
Mm,
We're like, all right, let's go check this out. And we're seeing all these surf shops and talking to the locals and they're excited to be like, you're not from here, I'm like,
yeah.
no. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, music. And, it's just fun to talk to people and that aren't, also at the show. Like local
Yeah.
people too. They wanna know what's up. So yeah.
I love that. It's so cool. So clearly, you know, you've played a lot of shows over the years. I'm curious, is there maybe one though that kind of sticks out as just being your favorite show you've ever played?
Man. Um I think so there's this bar in Chicago, it's called Old Crow,
Hmm.
right across from Wrigley Field. It's a huge country bar, there's probably hundreds of people that can fit in there, and the first time that we played the show, this was kind of the moment I was like, "Alright, I guess I can move to Nashville."
Hmm.
We got, like, 6 or 7, like, encores, um
Oh wow.
stage. Yeah, and granted, it was, like, 2 in the morning. It was one of those, like, 10 to 2, like, late night sets, but it was like,
Hmm.
"Oh my god." Like, the fact that I'm playing here is crazy, and because I used to go and hang out there, like, when I was going out to the bars and hanging out and stuff, and see bands, be like, "Wow, if I could do that, that would m mean that I made it." Which, in retrospect, I'm like, I still got a long ways to go, but, you know, to me, it was like that was like a moment I was like, "Oh my god, I guess I'm good at this." So I started kinda, making connections down in Nashville, and eventually, a year later, I'm down here, so, but yeah, there's just been crazy moments playing shows like that in real time that I'm like, I can't even, like, write a book on this. It's just it literally happened, like, I couldn't even make this up, So uh,
Wow.
yeah, that's kinda wild. Like, I never expected all this stuff to happen, so, honestly, that's why I'm grateful for whatever I have in this, so
Yeah, I love that though. I think being grateful though is a big part of it, you know, and I don't know, you know, what 2020 and like the pandemic and all that was like for you, but that was the one thing is when all of my tour dates and everything went away and like all of this stuff was just gone. I literally was like, I will never take another show that I play for granted
yeah.
ever again. Like if two people are there, I will never take that for granted.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, COVID for me, like, I was playing in bands and different projects, and that was
Mhm.
when I started my, like, solo career. So I was like, "This is the only way I can do this right now." And so
Yeah.
and how to, like, produce music and do everything myself and was putting it out frequently and doing the social media stuff. So that was kinda my 4-year degree of, like, you know,
Yeah.
learning how to be your own independent artist and run, all the business aspects of it too. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise looking back, but it wasn't like the greatest time. But I wasn't playing as often before COVID as after. So I didn't really have that shock of like, oh no, I can't play. It was more
Yeah.
so like, oh, I can't go hang out with my friends and like make noise, you know.
Right. Yeah, no, right. That's, it sounds though like you actually made it a really great learning experience and like a great use of time though. And I mean, clearly now, like, fast forward a couple of years, it's like, man, that's awesome. And I also love that you talked about being an independent artist. So do you have like a manager or anything? Or are you solely independent right now?
No, you're looking at them.
I like it, my friend. Yeah.
And it's
Uh,
not that I'm against it. It's just that it's been good, you know. Like
yeah.
the Whiskey show, like they contacted me, and I was like, I didn't even know that this was possible. So
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's been cool, but yeah, no, I'm looking to kind of move in that direction pretty soon. That's why I'm down here in Nashville for sure. So.
No, I love that though. I think, it's interesting. I feel like because I've had like managers briefly and like different things, and
Mhm.
I think at the end of the day, for me, I just haven't found somebody who can wear all these hats and do that job better than I can. And I don't mean that to sound like arrogant,
Right.
but I think it's really cool that you're independent and you're out here, and it's like you're doing it. And I think we don't live in a world nowadays, thanks to Spotify and the internet and all this stuff. It's like you can book your own shows, right? You can make music, you can put it out, you can do all of these things. It just takes a lot of work. So I think it's super cool that you're independent and doing your thing. If you could give advice for anybody listening who is like, man, I want to move to Nashville. Like, I want to make music, I want to tour, I want to do all this stuff. What would be some advice that you would give somebody who's looking to basically step into your shoes and do music for a living?
Um, you have to really just love it, and it's a lot of hard work and time management,
Yeah.
and that's there's no like, especially today in today's music, maybe, in the 70s or something, you could just be super talented and then, oh my God, now you've met this
Mhm.
person and they walked in on your gig and now you're famous all of a sudden, you know?
Right.
And I don't know how real all those stories are, but especially today, like the hardest working people are the people at the top. Like
Hmm.
there's no doubt about it. I've met a lot of these people since being in town, and they're also super nice and they're also super, grateful and energized and want to do this. And especially being here in Nashville, like there's so many people that want it, you know. So
Yeah.
you got to just be your best self, and that's not just the music too. There are super talented people that aren't at the top, also. And it's maybe they're, I don't know, there's so much to it, and being a good person really helps too. So
Agreed.
just well-rounded character, I feel like today is beating just, focusing on being talented or being the best or whatever.
Yeah.
We all got to win together. Like it's especially in country music. There's so many. Look at all the artist collaborations that blow different artists up.
Mhm.
It's a team effort. Like we're all on the same team here. Like that's what you got to realize. So I think that's gonna get you the farthest. And I'm saying that as an independent artist. Like I don't have
Yeah.
collaborations. Like I'm doing a lot of my own, but it's not that I'm not open to it. It's just
Yeah.
just going in the direction that's working. But yeah, I think that's where you see like really working is that kind of relationship with people. So
Oh, I love that, man. That's some really, really solid advice. I think it's so cool. And, I have to say, you're talking about being hardworking and clearly you're writing and releasing music and you're doing all these things, right? Like you're in Nashville and, so you're killing it. I have to give you props though, too, because, we've actually never met. And so this is our first time kind of getting to chat. And I'm so glad that you messaged us and, but I have to give you props because you literally reached out to me, right? You did all the work, you did all the stuff. And then, I was like, and usually I wouldn't say yes to people, but I literally was like, oh my gosh, like this guy's actually working his ass off. Like he's actually like going out and getting stuff done and like doing the thing and like he's working. And so I would just like to say props to you because that can also be very rare. And so that advice that you just gave about like showing up and actually putting in the work, and if you want it, you got to, do it. Like you're leading by example, my friend. So I just want to say kudos to you because I was really impressed by that because that's how I am, like very direct, like we're doing it. But I find I'm the minority sometimes. So,
Seriously.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's mind blowing because there's people that just want a TikTok to blow up, and it's like
Yeah.
that's not enough. Even if it does blow up, it's not enough to sustain a career. Just because you have a number one hit doesn't mean you can't have another one. Like you need to
Right.
keep going. Like no matter how old you are, how long you've been doing this, who your managers are, who your label is, that you have to keep going. So for me,
Yeah.
it's always been like, no one's going to do it for me, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And like I said, you don't want to burn out, that's the thing
Right.
you don't want to do. So,
Yeah.
those phases that we were talking about earlier of like, all right, we're going to set aside this time to not play shows and do this. And I think, that's really helped too. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great advice, man. So, well, this has been seriously awesome just having you on, and I've really enjoyed this conversation. For folks listening, I would love for them to go check out your music and everything online. So, where can folks go find you?
yeah, so if you just search Brad Redlich, Redlich, anywhere, my name should hopefully pop up. I don't think anyone else has my name. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, I'm pretty active, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, I wish MySpace was still around because it'd be
Right.
great for my brand, for the emo stuff, the emo country. But yeah, I'm everywhere. So
Awesome. Well, you guys definitely go give Brad a follow. Shoot him a message. Let him know that you saw him on the podcast. And if you guys are listening to this episode, by the way, thank you so much for listening and being here. I hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, review. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know if there's anything we said that resonated with you. Leave questions maybe for a future episode. And just thank you all so much for being here. This is always a blast. Much just like playing live music. It's always cool to get in front of a camera and sit and talk. It's way better than when people are actually listening, right? So thank you guys so much for listening. And Brad, thank you so much. And we'll have to have you, on again maybe sometime in the future to catch up with you some more.
I would love to. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome, guys. Well, this is Ash Taylor, your host, and we will see y'all further down the road on the next episode of ASH PHALT. God bless. Take care. Bye.